boring day. You know, sometimes you just want to live in a world where every time you do something, something explodes. Like being a cop that explodes. Where every time you hurt yourself, your clothes rip off. Yeah, that kind of world. Dynamite Cop! Ah yes, never fearful of embarrassing myself for the sake of comedy. Imagine, if you will, a game so amazing that it's potentially the greatest game ever. Ever. Picture your favorite fighting game of all time. Tekken, Soul Calibur, Jurassic Park Warpath, the Power Rangers video game, Kirby's Epic... Yeah, okay, but imagine then your favorite side-scrolling beat-em-up. Streets of Rage, River City Ransom, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time. Take all of that, all of those games, and put them in a conglomerate and you get one amazing game. Oh, and put a little Die Hard in there too, because that's what it was. Originally known as Dynamite Cop in Japan, an arcade game that was ported to the US and became licensed with the Die Hard movie franchise. The original game, called Die Hard Arcade, was so popular that a sequel was warranted, but this one didn't have anything to do with Die Hard and therefore didn't make the release to the US, except as a different title, Dynamite Cop. Dynamite Cop is a game that lets you do so much. So much. And we'll get into that shortly. But of course you're saying to yourself, I don't have an arcade at home, what do I do? It was ported to the Dreamcast, and we're going to take a look at it right now.
We have a situation down there. Some modern-day pirates have hijacked a huge cruiser.
I'm sorry, what?
Modern-day pirates have hijacked a huge cruiser.
Modern-day pirate.
Modern-day pirate.
That's a modern-day pirate. Not the Somalian... No. You're going with a... I mean, you didn't even do like the Jack Sparrow. Modern day pirates who wear seashells on their heads.
They're holding 2,000 hostages inside, including the president's daughter. We have to invade the ship, clear the pirates, and rescue the hostages, especially the president's daughter.
And then you're thrust into the game. Just thrust into it. I mean, this game is amazing. The action is amazing. The story is mediocre, but it's still amazing. First, you pick your favorite cop out of the 3 different Dynamite Cops. There's Bruno, Gene, and... what is his name? I'm sorry, Eddie Brown. The black character is named Eddie Brown. Well, shit, we might as well make sure everybody's named accordingly. You have 3 ways of infiltrating the boat. Each of them are a different mission type. The mission types give you a bit of a different option on where the level goes, but for the majority of the level, it is still entirely the same over and over and over again. This game really shines, though, as soon as you land on the boat for the first time. You're not quite sure exactly what you're supposed to do, but it's pretty quickly explained once you really get into the thick of it and start to get the hang of things. X is your main punch attack and also serves as your grabbing button used to pick up items. A kicks and Y and B both jump. Tapping the jump button twice while moving in any direction on the D-pad or analog stick will cause you to dash in that direction, therefore allowing you to avoid enemy attack. You can string together a nice amount of combos and finishing moves with the X and A buttons, and the handling feels really fluid and intuitive. Before long, you're going to be filled with such a strange, overcoming feeling of bloodlust as you are satisfied watching your opponent die in sweet agony and misery. Ugh, nothing is better than just watching your character beat the living snot out of an enemy opponent who just before punched you in the face. Urgh. Each stage operates on a basic enemy wave ideology. A few enemies come on screen, you beat them up, and a few more stronger enemies come and you beat them up too. And then either a really strong final few opponents or a mini-boss finishes off the stage. Between each stage is a small cutscene showing the transition, you know, running from one place to the other, or sliding, motorcycling, or just being pretty much super badass. Occasionally a quick time event will sprawl across the screen, prompting you to take an action, otherwise face consequences in the game. Though they'll never require you to redo your choices like some games. Instead, Dynamite Cop gives you an ultimatum. Do you want to get into the next room without having to fight a mini-boss? Then you'd better be quick on the trigger. Oh, and they give you ample warning that the next event is going to require your input with a giant caution written on the screen. Even QuickTime events, a usually horrible excuse for gameplay, is actually done correctly in this game. Dynamite Cop, doing everything correct, trademark, TM. The level design is spectacular, and the graphics are top-notch quality. I mean, especially for an arcade port to a console. Just look at some of these locations that you do your brawling in. That is a beautifully designed factory? Brewery? Oh, no. That's the engine room. Duh, they're on a ship. Okay, yeah, still on a boat. I don't think those open flames are exactly up to snuff on the safety codes, though. I would not let the President's daughter aboard this ship, even if you paid me. And look at this little cove area. Oh, it's so cute and neat. I bet the enemies are like cute little... Oh, no. No. Please tell me that isn't what I think it is. I mean, Eddie Brown is a stretch, but these guys are just... Oh, wait! Supernatural entities. They split into clones and stuff. Must be island demons. No racism here. Racism? What's racism? I didn't even know racism was real. I thought Martin Luther King Lincoln freed the slaves' right to vote, right? Yeah, guys, yeah, it's cool. Okay. Uncomfortable character design choices aside, the bulk of the game does do everything right. From actually losing your clothes to let you have a quick way of knowing how low your health is, to putting easy to identify but not at all in your way squares around items that are meant to be picked up, as compared to items that aren't. With drop-in and drop-out co-op, which I'll detail in a later segment, this game has everything in aesthetic and appeal, making it a quick game to pick up, but a very hard game to put down. It's fast-paced action schlock that is just so fully aware of its own tropes and cliches that every aspect hinges on it perfectly. You are seamlessly drawn into the world and pursue the pirates with gusto and force. The graphics, sound, and gameplay are top-notch, and it makes the game what it is. Now, the most important aspect of this already crazy beat-em-up is how many items there are at your disposal. Now, every beat-em-up has had its share of occasional melee weapons, and to aid in the fists of fury that you rain down on your enemies, but this game has quite possibly the largest selection of them all. From the expected, like guns and grenades, to poles, pikes, and hammers, this game also includes some things you'd least expect, and some that are so implausibly laughable that they just add to the schlocky charm. For example, in the dining area, you can go ahead and just pick up a baguette and start beating people with it. Yeah, just beat bread. Bread, really hard bread. I think this is some sort of commentary of the Japanese distaste for French food, but then what do I know? Here I am using a tactical ground-to-air missile meant to take down enemy planes, and I just detonated it inside of a boat at close combat range. Not even a scratch! The finale to the game is a really nice touch, and I won't spoil it, though why you care about a game that's 10 years old at this point I don't even know, but the final boss is a nightmare. He uses this block/teleporting ability and a gun and hit combo that really fucks you up big time. It's hard to dodge, and it's even harder to lay an attack on him. The difficulty spike here is actually my only turnoff to this game. While I like difficult and challenging bosses, when the boss previous to this one is so easily wailed on you don't even feel like you're putting any effort into it, and then the final boss makes your hands cramp and your eyes weep, then something's wrong. I understand the concept was probably derived with the original intention of making people pump more quarters into the cabinet at the arcade to keep playing, but for the console port they could have toned it down at least a little. Now the game has different modes, of which I'm not entirely sure how to unlock. There's one mode that's like, I can try and do things but nothing happens. It's an expansion. I don't know. I haven't really done any research into this for whatever reason. I think you unlock it eventually, maybe? Actually, if anybody knows, feel free to leave a comment or a question in the comment box of the receiving end. I have no idea what it is. Of course, there's multiplayer. The multiplayer isn't much different from the single player in anything but the fact that you're now 2 people instead of 1. However, it does affect some core elements besides the actual gameplay. For one, you now share a limited amount of continues. If one of you dies several times and then the other dies only once, they're still pulling on the same cachet of lives and they'll be done for. I don't think that's very fair, personally. From the home port's perspective, it means you have the potential to be very angry at your gaming friend for hogging all of the lives. From an arcade point, you're having 2 players share the same amount of quarters when you could allow them both unlimited continues with more quarters apiece, you making more money. Although I do believe it exists where you can, I was unable to figure out how to put in more credits on the ported version. Again, if someone knows the answer to that question, which I was too lazy to find out, go ahead and say so in the comments. I do get that this promotes the idea of working together, making a tension between you and your friend, and encouraging you to encourage each other to do above and beyond what you'd normally expect. The QuickTime events now become a competitive match instead of an interesting stake. You're each given the ability to answer the QuickTime's requests, and the person fast enough gets the action. If you're correct and do it in time, your reward is the glory of being featured in the adjacent cutscene being the action hero you are. If you fail, then you fail it for both players, and again, your gaming partner now no longer trusts you as much. These aren't exactly Mario Party stakes here, but I can see some arguments erupting over this game after some time. The ending to the game changes too. The 2 characters have to fight for the right to kiss the president's daughter in the final cutscene. That being said, having the extra player at your side does help, given tricky situations, and it makes for some fun cooperative gameplay to play locally. I'm pretty sure this game never used the Dreamcast dial-up modem to play online, but then I can't really see why you'd actually want to do that. This is an arcade port, and a damn good one at that. You want to play these games locally. Having someone next to you is really the whole point of this game, so that you can laugh, scream, and enjoy the all-out crazy action that it has to provide. It meets the stylistic challenges presented to it, and it thwarts them with interesting cliches used tongue-in-cheek. The fighting mechanics are superb, and it never once feels clunky. The Dreamcast's controller is just designed for these types of games, in my opinion, and this game easily could be considered the best for the system. Given this game ample praise while still accepting a few flaws, I give this game a final score of 9 out of 10. You should buy this. Now, it's old, but you should find it and buy this. All in all, the game is fantastic. I know I've said that many times already, and I'm probably going to keep saying that again and again. If you have not played Dynamite Cop, which chances are you have, chances are these bad boys are inexpensive to buy. I bet you can find one $15 on the internet, fully functional. I liked the Dreamcast a lot, and I'm really glad that I found this game and that I have now, well, this is Dylan's, but he's planning on getting me a Dreamcast of my own. He's been talking about the Dreamcast for years, and I was always, of course, as we all know, a big Sega fanboy, what with being the Genesis literally my only console for roughly 10 years of my life before I realized other consoles existed. I don't know how much around I'm going to be on the internet, you know how sporadic my schedule is with uploading these videos, but if I get the chance, I'm going to basically declare August Dreamcast month. So if Dylan wants to make any more videos, and I know I will want to make at least some more videos, August and September actually, we'll do both, because I always make a month thing and then I never do the month. So if I can't make August, then September as well. Back to school's Dreamcast month. Dreamcast 2 for month or day third thingy. Thank you for watching the video. As always, if you could subscribe, like, comment, rate. I don't know what the hell YouTube does anymore.
Really, it means a lot, because the only reason I do these things is because of you. So, I hope you had fun watching the video as much as I had fun making it. Good night, good luck. May the Force be with you.
Yes, that's it.